Box office bombs and dying movie theaters. Non-existent social influence. The mystique of the Hollywood celebrity has been dead for a while, but it was...
Chat, when was the last time you went to a movie? Like, to a movie theater? I legitimately don't think I've been in one in 8 years. 2021? Okay, that's pretty recent, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think the last time I went to a movie theater was probably 8 or 7 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. I just can't remember. Deadpool 2005. Damn! No, I think the majority of people really don't go outside anymore to watch movies. I remember I used to save up money to go watch a movie with my friends. I'd like beg my parents for like money to go to the movies for like, you know, $5.
Was made official a couple weeks ago when America gave one final notice. They're done with the messaging. And you know what? It's time to chronicle this epic timeline and dissect what happened in a video. So let's go. I canceled my next Austin Powers impersonator gig for this.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
No way! Does he actually?
Politicians in 2024 still thought celebrities were effective at change the same way music changes a scene.
Deep down, you deserve to be punished. Don't you, Mr. Wood?
Paid celebrity speeches at political rallies peppered the landscape to no avail. As it turns out,
That's
getting an endorsement from an Avengers cast that peaked...
Taxpayer money went into this, man. Taxpayer money.
10 years ago didn't have an effect on voter habits. In Rachel Zegler's outburst, you know, shitting on half her potential audience, might have been a hilarious new chapter in someone's imploding career, but no one's losing sleep over it, except maybe the heads at Disney. A huge swath of people, including Hollywood and the entertainment industry as a whole, seem to be realizing that which we've been talking about for a while now. People are rejecting not just celebrities, but abandoning entertainment that's injected with messaging. An actor endorsing a politician makes sense. As we approach the year 2025, the only kind of person who'd want to do either profession is probably a narcissist. No one wants...
Yeah, that's right. I can't... 50 years ago, you still heard about celebrities endorsing, you know, candidates. That's normal. I totally get it. You're allowed to
hear what they have to say, but they'll let you know anyway. A celebrity can tell someone how to act and not realize that their audience become Buzz and Woody if an adult Andy open incognito mode for a third time tonight. No one wants to listen to something inauthentic, and that's how people see the Hollywood type of celebrity. Vacuous, vain, fake. And there are more famous people now than...
Well, it's not relatable because through social media, people have started posting about being really rich and showing off their McMansions and complaining about how hard it was to go through COVID back in the day. And they were posting from their mansions while their butlers wipe their asses and then try to be relatable to the, you know, the average audience that's like struggling to, you know, buy groceries and go outside because they're scared. And it's so cringe because they could just not post on social media, but they really want that validation. That's why I think social media is just like a product of people basically having no self-control, and they never had self-control. You give them the option, they'll do it.
There ever have been in history thanks to the internet, but the kind of fame that carries weight isn't what it used to be. In a connected world, authenticity is key. The celebrity who can shift a culture isn't an actor anymore. It's not Robert Downey Jr. shifting change, it's the Joe Rogans of the world. I thought now that it's been a couple weeks, what happened deserves an apolitical autopsy. The election in America proved what we knew. A declining box office, dying theater business, and struggling streaming services are directly linked to a shift in culture away from the political messaging Hollywood's gleefully jammed down audiences' throats for the...
It's going to swing the other way because they're not making money. It's been so obvious. Even with like hit Disney movies, I think Moana 2 was really successful and that came out like this weekend. But other than that, I don't think people are really enjoying the content they put out, and it shows. I hope it shifts because I'm kind of, you know, like I kind of miss when Disney used to be kind of fun and wholesome, and you can at least, you know, believe that they're not an evil corpo borpo, you know?
past several years. Before we dive into the hows and whys, we have a sponsor for today's video. This one kicks serious ass, but as always, things are time-stamped for your convenience. But if you'd be so kind as to watch the ad, it's always appreciated. Today's sponsor, Yaber, provides high-quality, high-performance projectors to fulfill your home entertainment needs. Yaber is a bold, young, up-and-coming company that's already reached 2 million customers in 120 countries, thanks to their projectors' reliability and performance quality. Nothing can replace the theater experience, but with the projector, you can come extremely close. Yaber sent me one of
If you're really into like watching movies and you have like a theater room, if you're like, you know, that inclined, you can totally justify buying one.
Our K3 projectors to test out, and this thing has fully changed our home entertainment experience for good. First impressions, I appreciate the quality packaging. It feels like you're getting a premium product. It was a lightning-fast setup and very user-friendly. Plug it in, turn it on, take off the lens cap, use the built-in Google TV, or simply screen mirror your phone, and bam, you're up and running. And then the startup quickly autofocuses the screen for you. After that, I put on one of my favorite movies, and away we go. The projector is silent, the visuals are clear in full HD, and the audio is powered by Dolby and 30-watt JBL speakers, which sound fantastic. Simply said, it's provided so much fun having this kind of theater experience at home. We're changing our living room setup to accommodate this as our primary movie source from now on. Side note, I play music as a hobby and I've used JBL speakers before, so I know their quality, and it's the same high-quality JBL experience here too. Yaber projectors also use what they've called Nova Glow.
I'm pretty sure my school had to start locking them up and have like a supervisor around, because they kept trying to steal them. Because they're expensive. They're like $400, aren't they? Yeah, they're good quality, like, projector.
Level projector performance that achieves a better and brighter viewing experience. They offer multiple projectors to suit your needs, including the one I reviewed here. If Yaber piques your interest, they're available at my link in the description, or Amazon, of course. Thanks to Yaber for sponsoring this video, and now back to it. Disney is the biggest name in the film industry, so following trajectories of their most valuable intellectual properties means to also follow a trajectory of rejection. As soon as properties like Star Wars and the MCU saw a healthy dose of modern culture injected into their storytelling, both decline in quality to the point where leaks exist that they internally think Rey is their most valuable Star Wars asset.
Hold up. Not Luke, not Anakin, Rey. The Mary Sue insert? Not Kylo Ren? Not Vader? Are you shitting me? Is that true? I can't believe that. I'd have to read it for myself. Yeah, not Obi-Wan. It's actually real, by the way. No, she's not even a good character. Kylo Ren fucking sucks somehow, way worse than Rey. I don't think so. I think that, like, overall, I think that he's probably a more popular character, but I guess they think otherwise. There was a lot of girls on TikTok that would thirst trap for that motherfucker. I don't know, but maybe it's just, I don't really watch those movies anyway.
Somehow, though, they mean it unironically. They have Darth Vader and Grogu, but, you know, Rey, but I digress.
I'm talking about from a marketing perspective, by the way, not from like a lore perspective or something.
Over the span of a decade, we dealt with terrible writing with Mary Sue's like Rey, to real-world defense from the media with cries of various phobias towards fans, revealing a through line from Last Jedi in 2017 to Disney's apology this year with Deadpool and Wolverine. And there's
oh yeah, I remember. Oh my god, them having to apologize for that.
So much that happened in between those two movies, it's hard to pick a low light. She-Hulk is definitely up there, but Disney...
I can't stand this fucking movie. I can't stand it. Or movie, like whatever TV series.
Wasn't alone in producing something with the hand of DEI on it. Rings of Power, anyone? No. Yes, there are hundreds to pick from across the industry, but that's a personal anti-favorite. The landscape of film changed so rapidly, it was jarring. While this was happening, celebrities had social media IV'd into their veins, seemingly never taking a day off from explaining to us why we're wrong for disliking their shitty movie, who to vote for, or what current event was the most important thing, and you're a bad person if you disagree. And so...
the guy who has like fucking 10 private jets and flies them wherever he wants is gonna tell me to who to vote for. That's crazy work.
An escalation of shitty movies and narcissistic behavior from those starring in them has led us to this moment. The people of Hollywood came out in droves to endorse their favorite candidate, while one candidate got mostly lesser-known stars like, say, Kevin Sorbo, and the straggler big name like a Dennis Quaid. The other got the fucking Avengers, and nearly every major current star walking that P. Diddy-style Wild West that is Hollywood.
I love this game!
He's Jeffrey.
Is that Diddy? Oh my lord, man.
Go! No, I don't think so.
That character in movie aged well. Fuck it, it's still goated. Endorsements flew in from across the entertainment
Again, I don't think Diddy was playing a character. I think Diddy was just being Diddy in that movie. In this movie, was it The Hangover? I think. It was funny, don't get me wrong. It was a really funny, stupid movie, but yeah. I don't think he was playing a character. He was just crazy like that.
landscape like it always has, and the movie and TV business kept up its end of the bargain. Hell, even former pro wrestler...
Get him to the Greek. Actually, you're right. It wasn't... Yeah, it was Get Him to the Greek.
Turned former steroid specialist Dave Bautista got in on the action with his own social media rants. Every endorsement reeked of greed, ego, and self-righteousness. Naturally so, because that's what they embodied. Every nicety was clearly paid for, even though these people were...
But you're insanely rich. You can't even be relatable to the audience that you're trying to get to. Like, politics aside, it's just so cringe. I don't like celebrity endorsements. I don't care for them. I genuinely don't. From any side, wherever, I don't care. If I see it, I'm like,
already saying these political bullet points because it got them their social credit amongst their peers and potential bosses. The reported $10 million that Beyonce was paid should give a good idea how much, say, the Avengers were paid to do it. Also a fucking lot. It came off as self-righteous. Instead of urging people to get out and vote, it was to get out and vote for specified candidate that they deemed best for you. Candidate. Well, if your pick for president loses, I advise you not to follow in Rachel Zegler's footsteps. Who's Rachel Zegler, you ask? Don't...
Yeah, she's the chick that was playing the new Snow White.
Give me an excuse to play the best B-roll of Zegler cringe in town.
I'm a narcissist. Original cartoon came out in 1937. And very evidently so.
Okay.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
But it's a timeless classic that's been around for like hundreds of years. When was the Snow White movie written? 1934, for 100 years now. Like, yeah, women want to be fallen in love with and followed everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've heard that story before. Yeah, Cinderella, where he finds the shoe and goes out of his way to find her. Yeah, Rapunzel, he wants to find her. Like, it's almost like stories of women getting found by their beloved prince is like a good narrative and there's nothing wrong with it and you're a fucking schizo. Women love stalkers. If you're like obsessed with a girl and you love her, like, women eat that shit up. What about Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey? That guy was obsessed with her too. The boss or whatever. He's like, yeah.
Weird. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part. That people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right.
Am I... What? Like, what? What do you mean? That's the whole premise of Snow White. It's about a prince who finds a trad waifu and saves her, and they assume it's a love story because it's a classic and everyone knows the story. It's literally an international sensation. Like, what are we talking about? I read the books in Russian when I was a little kid. Like, it's a classic.
Burnout, all of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. I say, if I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online. And
So you're not in it for, like, the love of the story. You just want to get paid? Crazy.
absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can.
And this is why there's like a fucking stigma now with women that want to stay at home and have babies. You gotta be a leader now. You can't be some woman that wants to follow orders and be submissive. You gotta do what you want in your heart. Follow your dreams. Become a CEO and then fail miserably because you're not assertive enough because you're just built that way. It's like, what are we doing, man? Trad wives are bullied so much nowadays. I think trad wives on TikTok are giga cringe because there's a layer of fakeness to them, in my opinion, that they're, you know, doing this for attention and it's not them being authentically like... But you can say that about everything. Pause. You can say that about everything. But I think there's a big part of it being for attention. Trad wives are cool. My mom stayed home and she only did like a little bit of teaching on the side. She would teach English on the side. If we were like, you know, having a bad time, you know, saving money or something, she would do a little bit of extra work. But other than that, my mom was at home. I'd always have a warm meal and I'd come home from school or come home from playing and my mom was there if my dad wasn't there. Like, it's so weird. Why is that a bad thing? My dad's out there, like, making money and, you know, he's not home all the time. He has to go away for long periods of time because of work, but it's fine. Why? It's just such a weird thing to say.
As that reminder informed you, Zegler isn't new to saying the correct right-think talking points about her own films, as well as whatever personal hills she has to die on in real life. After her chosen candidate lost, she posted on Instagram what she probably thought was poetic, but was actually YouTube fodder.
Cringe.
She concluded her rant by saying she wishes anyone who doesn't agree with her political leanings never know peace. As soon as...
Yeah, that'll make me watch the movie for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. It's not like we have an epidemic of middle-aged women that only want to, like, have money and don't want to look for love. Yeah.
It was posted, it blew up online, grabbing headlines and making sure Disney's live-action Snow White gets delayed yet again. I'm certain of it. No, but delayed or not, she was forced to issue...
Apologizes for angry Trump posts. Oh my god.
To an apology, which was surely written by her agent, a confidant, or just Disney's PR team.
They probably just want her to shut the fuck up so they can release the movie and be done with it. Having to deal with this deranged behavior, no matter what you do, like no matter what side you're on, is insane. You're an actor. Just fucking act.
The apology actually uses capital letters after all, not exactly her style. And I'm sure the people at Disney are losing their collective heads. No. Rachel Zegler, a person who desperately needs good PR and a hit film, but can't help herself. A Gen Z tale. Zegler's situation and the reaction to it is a microcosm of how people feel toward the modern actor. The frequent teeter between indifference and annoyance, let alone listening to what they have to say about who to vote for. Zegler definitely isn't alone in making a fool of herself like this, but she is the latest and best example because she's the lead actress in a major upcoming motion picture who runs around spouting the most cliche right-think talking points like they're on a Dave Bautista level of steroids. Other notables from our side of geek culture losing their minds are Mark Hamill, who decided to leave Twitter.
I can't stand what they did to this character, man. He was a badass and now he's just some guy that drinks green cum out of a bottle and throws away his lightsaber. I can't, man.
For the week or so, he'll be able to handle it. And Jimmy Kimmel, who took to being the example of the fall of late night and nearly broke down in tears. Now that we're all caught up, we can see exactly why all this happened. It's been covered at length at how actors have lost their mystique since their introduction of social media. Yeah. Yes, it's the fall-in-line message of Hollywood that's pushed people into apathy. The perception of actors has shifted over the past couple decades, even heavier in the latter, and they carry a lot less cultural weight than they used to. The social media...
Yeah, because they're oversaturated too. That's another big factor. having the mystique of an actor and being like, oh, I don't know what their opinion is on politics or who they voted for. I'm just in it because they're pretty and they have really great acting skills. So that increases their value because they're more attractive to like the larger, broader audience. It's so stupid that like, if I was in charge of Hollywood, like, I would just ban all of them from like using social media or hire them like a manager that like only types for them and they can't have access to it. And like, if you want to type something like, yay, Timmy's out of the tree safely. Thanks for the love, guys. You know, that kind of thing. I would have them vet and not post any other shit that's not relevant to like maybe like showing how they live or something. I don't know, like something of that nature, because some people just can't fucking help themselves. Yeah, social media managers, like some people just need them, man. Not all of them. There's also plenty of celebrities that don't have any social media, and that's totally great. I think that's healthy, by the way. It's healthy for them. There's plenty of people that read horrible things online, and it changes their personality and their view, and in turn affects how they perform in acting, because they become bitter and like mentally ill because of said things. Keanu. Yeah, I don't think Keanu has like a Twitter or like an Instagram or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think so. There's like quite a few that don't have any, just period.
The factor is one thing, but another is the nature of the theatrical experience. It's well documented that the theater industry is reliant on the big budget movies just as much as the movie studios. And with budgets ballooning and audiences flocking away from I
remember when people just watched like movies that didn't have a great budget and it was just a good story. Why do we do all this like overinflated CGI bullshit that's not even necessary? I feel like there's so many jobs in Hollywood that just shouldn't exist because they need to like pay someone. It's so bad. I think I talked about it a few months ago of some guy that said that like, yeah, there's a bunch of jobs that nobody actually does anything and they just give them money at the end of the day. And then the people that do work like in makeup and like special effects get pushed out or fired because they don't have a budget anymore.
Mill message-infused trash. Two industries need a simultaneous revival stat. They have no box office stars anymore because the industry is so reliant on properties. Most stars...
and there's no new properties that are good and original. There's not that many anymore. Like, again, with the whole Moana example that I brought up. Moana 2 did really well, but in the end, it's just regurgitated garbage. I don't think that certain franchises should go past 1 or 2 movies, but they keep going. They need to regurgitate it. They need to recycle it.
Stars in today's world are only stars so far as they're attached to a well-known character. There aren't really any box office draws via name only anymore. Even the few that are relics of the past have some flops that go around. Please see Tom Cruise. And one of the numerous reasons for a sharp fall in box office since its heyday is because those people starring in films are real-world phonies, and
I take responsibility. Oh my god, a bunch of white people fucking crying about how it's their fault. You're a fucking celebrity that lives in Hollywood. It's not your fault that someone of color died in... I hate that shit. It makes me so mad. It's not your fault. Why is the fucking guilt, man? The white saviors that live in mansions...
Audience is in on the joke at this point. Before social media, celebrity antics were confined to award shows and interviews. Now they broadcast their lives and opinions 24/7, exposing self-absorbed lifestyles, moral high grounds, and personalities disconnect.
I think the funniest thing I ever saw, and that it didn't like break my illusion of celebrities. I just thought it was the funniest thing seeing Madonna crying in a bathtub, or Gwen Stefani. I can't remember which one of those fucking schizo celebs, but she's insane and she had blonde hair. And I remember it's her like having rose petals in her bathtub and like crying and saying, oh my god, I can't even go outside. Was it Madonna? Yeah, I think it was Madonna. But she was just crying like, oh my god, I can't. I this COVID blubbers. And she's filming herself and she hit send and it was on Instagram or TikTok. And they're crying talking about how they're locked up in their mansion and they can't go outside. I'm like, yeah, it must be so tough having millions of dollars and having everything ordered to your doorstep. Yeah, oh no, I can't see my celebrity friends and I have so much free time. So cringe, man.
Connected from reality. This constant stream of information hasn't humanized them. No, in fact, it reveals shallow personalities and worldviews. Politics, of course, aren't spared. Celebrities, they spew views, damaging their careers. It's what they do. Political opinion doesn't matter. Tim Allen's right-wing stance and Gina Carano's Disney feud sparked controversy regardless. And Seth Rogen's Twitter rants have fans questioning how this guy went from Superbad to Santa Inc.
Oh my god, this movie was so bad. Santa Inc. was so bad. I watched this trailer and I didn't even laugh once. It's surprising. My biggest, funniest realization is that, it's okay to have, political opinions. There's Hassan, there's Asman, there's, a whole bunch of streamers that have, they have political opinions, and that's fine. It's just that you shouldn't be surprised when people are pushing against your opinion and your worldview, and then say, oh, why doesn't my view cater to everyone? Because people don't want to deal with it. They'll turn it off. They don't want to hear it. They'll call you names. Did we completely crash? Hello? Oh my god, my internet, man. Oh, we're back. Oh, 0, 5, oh. Yep. Yeah, we're still crashing. No, it says we're still crashing. I still have 8,000 up. God damn it, dude. I hate my internet. I'm gonna fucking strangle my ISP. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh, you shouldn't be surprised if you have, certain opinions or they're, leaning towards certain parts. When you're publicly broadcasting an opinion like that, you shouldn't be surprised when people don't take your side, because there's always going to be people that just want you to act a certain way. And if you're an actor, you're just an actor. You're not a political activist or a guy that has, you have a job. Do it right. People don't really care. If you start publicizing it and putting it on the internet, of course people are going to get pissed off. Really surprising some people just don't understand that, but it just shows how out of touch they are. Is my internet still okay? Yeah, I think so. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Anyway.
Someone once said Seth Rogen's the kind of guy who'd climb a glass wall to see what's on the other side. Social media fuels celebrities' attention addiction, amplifying virtue signaling that reinforces Hollywood's negative image. During the strikes, people shrugged, viewing Hollywood as out-of-touch elitists. Most impacted individuals weren't millionaires, but public perception screams.
Yeah, that's another thing. The only reason that I know that certain writers get paid like shit is because we watched that, what is it called? It was that Drake Bell documentary, and it talked about Nickelodeon. Oh yeah, it was about Nickelodeon. A lot of them get paid like dog shit. It's always the upper senior writers or the presidents and all that get paid really well. And there was those 2 women that got paid like dirt. And they were the ones helping in the writer's room. And this is who they were standing for. But then there's a lot of people who have this opinion that all writers in Hollywood are dog shit people and they're rich. Which isn't true, but it's not their fault because that's the perception the common person has of Hollywood.
Oh no, the millionaires want more. Hollywood's current image problem persists.
And it's not their fault. They live in California and work for the Writers Guild, but it's not their fault. It's just misinformation or lack of information.
Fueled by social media's relentless spotlight. Celebrities' constant self-aggrandizement further erodes public empathy. Their lives, once glamorous, now seem detached and self-serving. Social media's double-edged sword.
And it's funny because Eminem was just a broke white kid that lived in a horrible neighborhood with no dad and an abusive mom, and now he's a rich guy and nobody likes him. He was one of the boys, at the start, and now he's just an ass. Maybe he was an ass all along, granted, but at least he was relatable in that way of being a poor ass,
Ford connects fans while highlighting Hollywood's flaws. It's why the world reacts with a collective eye roll to celebrities' pleas for support. It's hard to forget these endorsements cost a lot of money, too. In Hollywood,
taxpayer money.
It's no stranger to peddling cringe for cash. Case in point, MGM's founder made his fortune backing Birth of a Nation, a wildly racist film, controversial even in its time.
Oh my god, this is
Fast
a horrible
forward to
movie.
Captain
I don't mean like it's historically accurate, but it's like an awful movie to look back at.
America's skeptical take on the World Security Council and Civil War. Him saying it's run by people with agendas, and agendas change. And that sums up.
That's crazy. That's like a fourth wall breakdown, dude. Oh my god. Yes, and the agenda can absolutely change. Oh my god. Dude, they used to make like actual KKK movies because KKK had a lot of money at the time, like when Hollywood was around. And they would make pro-propaganda for the KKK.
Hollywood's propaganda machine nicely. From promoting racist films to the U.S. government scrubbing 1,500 scripts of anti-American content during World War II, Hollywood's history is rife with agenda-driven manipulation. And celebrities have long used their platforms too, but they were much smaller and not with unfettered access to them.
It just makes you wonder, like, what if things were different? What if things turned out differently? Would we be in the opposite side, like the opposite spectrum? Because money talks. Makes me wonder.
When he won his Oscar for The Godfather, Marlon Brando sent Shasheen Littlefeather to accept his award, refusing it himself, and gave her a chance to expose the industry's mistreatment of Native Americans. Dude,
it was crazy seeing this. I remember seeing this. I think we watched this in English class. Dude, this was like... She had such a beautiful speech. She's so soft-spoken, too.
Audience's mixed reaction, applause, and boos contrast sharply with modern Hollywood's manufactured outrage. Today, such gestures would earn a standing ovation, but it would be expected, not authentic. Also, hilariously, some of Littlefeather's family came out to...
Yeah, and he stepped back, too. I remember watching this a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what was said word for word, but he didn't say a damn thing. He just took his award and said, here you go. Yeah.
Who say she was a fraud and not actually Native American. Just want to throw that out there. Going back.
That is so mean, dude. What the fuck? What? She's not Native American? I mean, she definitely looks it. Like, what?
To what's authentic, these celebrity endorsements get a collective hand wave from people because they come from a source of inauthenticity.
Her own family said that? Her own family outed her? Really? She's Latina? Oh, I had no idea. We just watched it and talked about it. I had no idea. Well, there you go. I had no idea. Maybe I gotta look it up.
Professions like actor and musician are still high on the list of childhood dream jobs, but content creator, TikToker, and YouTuber are taking over. The idea of celebrity and the desire for fame won't be leaving society anytime soon, but what celebrity is and how it's obtained has shifted. It's not the old standby examples of a rock musician or a Hollywood actor people want to be anymore. Because of the internet and the ability to have unfettered access to celebrities, a content creator is both an entertainer and a person that doesn't have to answer to a studio. Content creators don't have to say the right thing like a celebrity does. They don't have to fall in line. So
yeah, you might lose sponsors, but it's not the end of the world for you. You're not relying on an entire like backbone of one side of the argument.
Podcasters and TikTokers have become vastly more appealing to people because of the authenticity those platforms force a creator to have. The appeal is in the authenticity of the person.
This also is a really good reason why certain VTuber companies, you don't want to go public. Yeah, remember what we talked about with how with Pippa, how she said she would leave if Face Connect went public. Yeah, because investors would want her to not say certain things or not be herself, and that would really be royally annoying. And that's why indies have their benefits.
Talking. Instead of Brad Pitt or Arnold Schwarzenegger being the examples of popular male celebrities, the biggest is someone like Joe Rogan, a podcaster and cage fight commentator.
Yeah, he just does his own thing. I don't think he answers to anyone. He's just his own entity, right?
Yes, I'm leaving comedian off that list. Sorry, Joe. Rogan's become one of the most famous people on earth because of his authenticity and in part due to him exposing people, including those from Hollywood, for the phonies and clowns they are. Sometimes when they're guests on his show, sometimes by simply letting them shoot themselves in the foot when they complain about him.
Was it Neil deGrasse Tyson? I watched that whole thing and it just made me not like him. I was really surprised. He didn't let Joe Rogan talk at all. Joe didn't even do anything or like give him any questions or interview him in like a slight, what is it? Not slighted, but like in a purposeful way. I was just surprised. He was so unlikable, man. He was insufferable. He didn't let him talk. He yapped about just nothing. It was crazy.
Right, Neil? That's what I find most interesting about this whole thing. What celebrity is has been fundamentally changed. What people think of a celebrity has changed. If institutions like CNN or Fox have become legacy media, and podcasters and YouTubers are the new mainstream media, then an actor is the legacy celebrity.
I can't wait for in 10 years for YouTube to get completely shitted up.
To the mainstream celebrity, like a Rogan or even the president-elect. These legacy celebrities are getting a larger dose of reality with each passing year and each changing and declining box office return of their last movie. I did a video earlier this year called How Virtue Signaling Killed Hollywood, a look at one of the many reasons Hollywood is falling apart, and this election season has somehow managed to shine a light on the problems they've been having out in California. Indeed, with all the...
God, I used to watch this guy. What's his name? The guy that runs around on the street and interviews people? I think he's funny, man. I had no idea he was running around asking people who they voted for.
Problems they're facing, it fuels the question of whether they've realized the problem out there in LA, and if so, are they going to correct it? Cynically speaking, yeah, they have realized the problem. Just like we knew they wouldn't, I don't think the Avengers cast thought they'd be shifting minds either. But the money they were paid certainly didn't hurt. No, they see the problem, but Hollywood isn't interested in trying something new or trying to make movie stars.
No, they just want to make money, and that's what's going to happen. They will push them out.
Again, if there were movie stars, studios would be able to make any kind of movie they wanted because people would come to the theater for the star. Since they don't anymore, they have to fit the star into the movie, and only one size kind of fits at a time, whatever trendy thing is at the moment. I mean, you have the biggest company in the business apologizing, going back to the well, and hey, Robert Downey Jr. is in the MCU again. All that sort of stunt casting does is reinforce my point about people not giving a shit about movie stars anymore. They like a person in a role. And tell me Hollywood... I
still don't understand why he's playing him. I don't. They just inserted him for no reason.
Doesn't get the problem, and I'll show you the RDJ reveal. Whether that works or not is an entirely other story for an entirely different day. We all called it. The self-aggrandizing people in Hollywood have managed to push away the very thing they crave most. Attention. GG's.
Yep. Attention, money. Attention, whoring. That was a good video. I really liked that. Yep. Chat, check them out. Very nice. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just got older. I used to like celebrities, but there's just something since like 2014 or 16, I stopped watching like mainstream movies. I didn't enjoy them anymore. And I think that's because of social media. I would see some celebrities saying them dumb shit, and I'd be like, I don't want to, like, I know I shouldn't have my opinion changed because of some dumb shit they said, but it does affect your perception on them. Sometimes I can overlook it if they're really good at acting and whatnot, but still. It just is, I don't know. Just annoying. Annoying have to justify, like, hey, this guy's a kind of a douchebag, or you seem like a douchebag, so you don't want to watch their stuff anymore.